Gang, so I'm back. Just woke up. I'm gonna tie this in with the video I did last night around the campfire, but slept right here up under the stars. I started picking up a little bit because I don't want my fucking comforter to get all nasty and what have you. But Waffles, I just pulled out the little spot out of my Subaru, and then he slept there by me all cuddled up, and I kind of just covered him up with my blanket a little bit. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the hell of it. Still got that fire going. That big ass stump that I was talking about is still sitting there. That's this guy. Now you get a little bit better view of this place. Alright. I got the sun just starting to come up through the trees now. I've been up since, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. So I wanted to kind of do a run through real quick before I started planting. I'll probably get some more videos of me actually planting some stuff. That way I can show you guys a little bit about that in case you guys don't know. But I got a gang of muscadimes. So these are all my muscadimes, you guys. And I'm going to put those probably beyond this branch that fell down, this tree, out there, just beyond that. And in this little grassy area, I'm probably going to make just this little bottom, this spot here, for my walnuts. I got a couple of walnut trees, and that's these guys right here. This come from Ison's nursery like this, man. Big ass trees. So now you can see the difference between the two, so it's kind of hit or miss. I would love to have gotten two of those, but beggars can't be choosy. That's probably a fucking 4 or 5 year old tree, which is awesome, which will go crazy. I also got my jujubes. See, these are my jujubes. I got 4 of those trees. The cool thing about that, look at these spikes. So if you have a teenage daughter, you guys, put the fucking jujubes outside of her window to keep any little scoundrels from crawling in there at night. Now, we also got the all-in-one almonds, which are amazing. Look at these guys. They're going in the ground today. And then, oh, that was the chestnuts that I was showing you, the colossal chestnuts, because this is the walnuts. Okay. Wow, we even got some growth at the top already. I love it. Got to be careful with those guys. And then I got a damn heap of pomegranates. So see all that? That's pomegranates, you guys. Russian pomegranates. Then in my box of goodies, you guys don't recognize these are asparagus crowns. There's a damn heap of asparagus crowns. I got 3 different kinds of asparagus in here. I also have got some Jerusalem artichokes. You guys check those out. Oh, come back here, Jerusalem artichokes. These are very similar to a tater. They're a tuber. You can see them already starting to grow off. That's amazing there. Yeah, these tubers are actually like potatoes, and they will be hard to keep from growing once they're in the ground. So that is cool. You have plenty of that. And I actually also have some green globe artichokes. See, these guys right here are essentially the tubers, the rhizomes, if you will, the roots. And they will start growing out all kind of scrumptious green globe artichokes. I got 5 of these. Look at how massive that is. All them fucking artichoke pieces are gonna start growing and feeding me and making me a happy camper. Artichokes and asparagus, dude, those are my favorite. Other than like having some broccoli and Brussels sprouts and shit, man, you can plant that every year, obviously. But having that along with my broccoli and Brussels sprouts over in this place, man, I'm gonna be fucking off the hook. So what I'm gonna do with those muscadimes, I got this big ass wire. You can see how thick that is. So essentially what I'm gonna do is take these posts, got my quickcrete, got my 4 posts, and I'm gonna run them along down here. Then I'm gonna plant my muscadimes along down. And I got this amazing variety, the 15 1-in-1, which is what, 30 plus fucking percent sugar. So when you eat a muscadine, you do have kind of, ooh, it's a soury taste, right? Well, with these, it's a hybrid. It's not a GMO, it's a hybrid. Somebody, if I'm not mistaken, from University of Georgia ended up creating this hybrid, and there are only about 1,000 vines that Isons were able to get their hands on. So I picked up 5 of those, and then a couple of the regular, you know, good in the south, the golds and the reds. But right here is probably where I'm gonna run my my muscadine line. We'll probably go ahead and take that tree down eventually because it's kind of in my way at this stage. But back in here, I'm gonna utilize all of that eventually. I'm probably gonna stick my cabin out right there. I'll walk the rest of this for you guys. This is the deer feeder. Back in the day, my grandma actually leased this all out to a farmer. So at one point in time, when I had my beaver ponds out, I had beaver ponds back in here, and I would duck hunt back in these, and it was my favorite. So this right here was actually filled up with water at one stage, and they pumped the water out of here in order to irrigate the fields whenever, you know, it didn't rain like it needed to. So essentially this lump of dirt come from here. Boop. I got some cleaning up to do around in these spots. But this is my childhood favorite place. When I came to Georgia, when I lived in California growing up, I would come out here during the summer times. And the vast majority of the time, you would find me down here. Now this, like I said, was all up to water, probably to this point. I remember there being water from here all the way over there, about on the other side of where Waffles is. So Waffles is going up out of the water where it used to be. And all of this used to be under. So you can kind of see over there. Occasionally it would flood over that line, but all this, so you would have probably another 6 foot of water in that channel, and it would go on down. And yeah, this will be my water source essentially. What I'm going to do is build those dams back up a little bit further down. That way all this is back up underwater, and I can come in here and fish and play in the water. Or I can ever pump water out of there to irrigate the fields. Or if I want to be completely off the grid, what I would probably do is build some kind of dam setup here where I can create a turbine where water flows into and then creates electricity. And in return, what that will do is pump water up to the house, to the cabin. So if I wanted to be completely off grid, I would probably do something like that for my waterway rather than put a typical solar panel pump out here, which is what I was considering. Look, Waffles is already taking a dive. He will do that all day. He will walk in the water, but he does not like swimming. As soon as he stops feeling ground under his feet, he will freak the fuck out. That's feeling good, Waffles? Ooh, come over here and shake all over me is what you're gonna do, you dirty prick. Look at him. This is a lot more fun than fucking hanging out in Atlanta, I promise you. Oh, but I need to start getting to where I'm planting some trees. I just wanted to come down here and show you guys a little bit. I'm sure there'll be a lot more videos in the future of me down here. Now that it's spring, I'm gonna have to come down and plant some more goodies. And I will probably find myself building that dam back up. There's also on the other side where I was talking about planting the walnuts, there's another creek that goes through there, and they both meet a little bit further down on the property. And, oop, hold on, this is kind of steep. Alright. What I was considering is damming that up over there. That way both levels rise again. But what I'm gonna do with those artichokes and asparagus, so my asparagus I'm going to riddle around through here. So this right here, you can already tell it's some kind of stone tree, but I already know this is a peach tree from last year when I was coming out. The cool thing is this is a volunteer peach tree. It does make little peaches, but this is from seed. So what happened is, I don't know, maybe a pit from one of the farmers when they were tilling the ground up threw out here in the corner, but you can see him coming up out, and he grew all the way out this way in order to get to the sun. Oh, you can already see a bloom starting. So that will turn into a little peach. And it's what? End of March, like March 25th. So just right into spring. I'm actually really surprised to see this tree that alive, because my my grafted peach trees at my house are oh wow, look at all of the little blooms coming in. So this will all be little peaches. So that's cool that that's looking beautiful like that. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is put all of my asparagus. I've got 60 fucking crowns, which is, crown is a root system. It's kind of like your hand, and out of that root system, all the fucking asparagus will pop up every year. Every year gets better, dude. 60 motherfucking crowns. Even if half of them die, I'll have 30 motherfucking asparagus plants, essentially. And you know those things are like, they'll go fucking crazy out here. So I'm gonna probably put a patch, just so, you know, in case deer stumble on one, they're not gonna fucking get the other one. You know, there is a deer stand right there, and I do like eating deer. Deer is very tasty, and it's good for you, especially if they're eating my motherfucking asparagus and fruits and shit. They're gonna be fat, they're gonna be well fed, they're gonna enjoy their lives, you guys. They're gonna fucking come out here and they're like, woo, we love fucking Brian Aycock's property. Let's come out here and eat, drink, and be fucking merry. Have little deer babies. That way, this motherfucker can eat some of them. It's a good deal to me. So, see the size of this? This probably happened maybe 2-3 days ago at most. But this is a buck, because you got the dew claws in the back. Normally, you would just see the female front feet, but this is a pretty good size 3 fingers. That's a pretty good sized buck. So, I would have been sitting right there and popped his ass, most likely. But the thing is, I don't really too much care for the buck meat, if you will. When you get the does, especially younger does, like 2, maybe 3 years old type of thing, those are the best to eat. So if you're going to go out and 1, try to keep the population lower, and 2, enjoy what you're eating, the best thing to do is probably get maybe 4 or 5 year old at the very most doe, and then eat her up. And you got them all fucking coming through here. But the cool thing about this spot is, so the sun is coming up over here from the east. We'll come up over this tree line. We'll sit here and then go beyond that tree line. So this in here, by about 2-3 o'clock, will be shaded. Now, 2-3 o'clock in the summertime in Georgia is fucking hot. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you are in America's Georgia in the fucking direct sun, after 2-3 o'clock, you're gonna be fucking hating it, man. It's hot as a motherfucker. It's all in the sun. So you can imagine your plants are gonna be equally as perturbed of the idea of being in the fucking sun at that stage. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to plant them over in here, where I got my pile of damn briar bushes. probably along in here is where I'll do some artichokes. Now I got 5 of them, so what I'll likely do is just scatter them around in this area. And artichokes are a thistle. I already have some thistles out here growing. Maybe I should plant a couple of them in the spots where I already have thistles growing. That may be what I do, because I don't see any thistles over here, but this will also be a perfect spot. So this is some dough peas. Some, hey, come and smell me, I'm in heat peas. What I'll probably do is put a couple artichokes here just to fulfill my desire to do so. And then I'm gonna plant 2 of them where I see those thistles. I was walking out here earlier and I saw some thistles, but thistles will be a lot better in the sun than artichokes. Green globe artichokes, ideally they're on the coast of California, where I'm from. Pacifica, Santa Cruz, Half Moon Bay, all the way up through that coastal area. It stays cool, and that's what your artichokes want. They don't want to be in fucking 90-degree plus weather. They ideally want to be in like 85 at max. So that's the rundown. You know what? We're running up to the property line. Then we'll walk back. So for now, it gets a little soggy out here. I need to remedy that. My aunt and uncle own on the other side of this property, and got an easement back in here, so I don't actually have any rights to the road, I don't believe, in order to build it up or what have you. But I think I'm gonna go and talk to my aunties and see what I can do about being able to make this road to where it's not all fucking soggy. Now it's cool because it keeps the vast majority of folks from being back here. I drive a Subaru, so I don't believe that there's really any point in time it gets too nasty. But essentially this is always in the shade. I mean, you got some sun, so the sun's just now starting to pop over my tree line, and this is the very first point that gets the morning sun, but that's about it. And it's super nice out. I mean, I fucking slept outside, so that tells you how nice it was last night. But this is the property line. This is also where it gets all soppy and shit. Where these posts goes into the woods a little bit, and you can see where this stuff is harrowed up. You also got the poles that go all the way down into those woods. But yeah, that right there is essentially my little chunk that I'm gonna start putting together. This is my canvas, you guys. So here on this planet, we are caretakers, we are artists, we are creators. We are not the master creator, but we're pretty damn awesome at creating stuff ourselves. So what I envision is the cabin, trapper shack even, sitting right here. And I would very much like to get this last little chunk to the road. The road goes right around this corner here. See where that blue tractor is? Just on the other side of that tractor is where you drive out onto the highway. But I would really like to just have this one little chunk. So be talking to my auntie about that in the near future. But yeah, it's gonna start coming together this year. I want to get some more videos of stuff out here. That's my little spot. So it'll get the morning sun, which is not overpowering. Those artichokes will get what, from say 8, maybe 9 o'clock direct sunlight to roughly 3 o'clock or so. So that will be more than adequate for them, and then none of it will be the hottest part of the year, direct sun, so that'll be perfect. They came out and burned the field like a month ago, so they ended up harrowing this stuff in order to make a break. Look at all these deer tracks out here. I mean, obviously these aren't recent. You can tell because they're all filled in by the rain and stuff. That one's a little recent, but a lot of this stuff has been here for probably a week or so, I would guess. Week-old tracks. That's one cool thing that I was taught by Native, actually. He was showing tracks and what have you, and explain a sand trap. Now, a sand trap, whenever you see a trail, a game trail of any kind out in the woods, maybe you're lost in the woods and you're trying to find something to eat, right? Scratch up the ground. So see how this, you're not going to have a good track? Wherever you got that game trail, kind of do exactly this. Scratch up the ground, kind of harrow it up, make it sandy and what have you, and then smooth it out a little bit. That way, anytime critters come through that little spot, you'll be able to see their footprints and you'll know what you're going after. So say you're setting up traps and you don't want to try to catch anything but, say, rabbits, for instance. Well, you go and put that sand trap down and see if it's something else other than rabbits. Maybe it's just a little ground squirrel or something. You're gonna know, okay, that's not a rabbit footprint. Let's put my snare over here instead. And I really like that little tool in my tool bag now. It's amazing to have. Damn, I need to start getting some stuff planting now. Alright, we got the other side. Now this all washes out. You can see right down here, see all the water from the field will find its way through here. Now, this is what happens when you are a fucking asshole as a farmer and you don't practice awesome habits, and you end up fucking washing out my goddamn field is what you do, you fucking pricks. So, I need to figure out a way. What I'm likely gonna have to do is steer this out here into the woods. So essentially get a bulldozer and bulldoze a channel all the way down in there, and then that will eliminate all this fucking stupid shit happening. Alright. But yeah, it looks like a mini Grand Canyon. The cool thing about this down here is this is where I always came to get my arrowheads. It washes out all kinds of cool stuff down in here. So it's not terrible. Every bad thing has a good thing that comes along with it. I don't see any today though. Well, I see a fucking ass load of deer tracks in here. I've never had any kind of shortage of deer back in here. Now all this was burned out. Now you look at all the plants that are starting to come up. This is one terrible thing. These, every one of them, are fucking thornies. See all those thorns? The cool thing is it's still a young shoot, so those thorns are not really hard yet. They haven't had time, but they're all over the fucking place. So this has been burned down. Now all of those fucking thorn bushes are gonna come back. And I don't know if I really enjoy that. I may have to come out and fucking snatch every one of them little bastards out of the ground. Like for the next 2 years even. Because that's how long it'll take to get all that fucking shit out of here. Dude, there's so many things that will eat your ass alive out here. The bugs, the fucking... There's sand spurs that I remember being out here when I was a kid, but we've pretty much eliminated those. So when you walk around barefoot out here, you get these fucking spikes, little seed spikes, dude, get in your feet. They're the fucking worst. Got all those viney bushes. Wouldn't mind eliminating all of that shit. So, This got all cleared out, like I said, about a month ago. Got burned. Luckily, I don't see any of those nasty ass spikes in here though. But I love how this is all cleared out now. This was all just fucking underbrush and thorns and thickets and all kinds of fucking shit. So it does not hurt my feelings that they burn this shit a little bit further. Essentially, they burned the field out there, and it kind of caught our stuff on fire in here. But wow, I could walk all the way down. Oh wow, I don't even know what this is. What the fuck is that? So this is some kind of cool plant, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Maybe a baby fucking pine tree? Is this an old pine tree that... I don't know what this thing is. Weird. Hopefully it's not poisonous, because I just put my fucking claws all over that shit. But I have never seen anything like that. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's some kind of alien goddamn plant. Some alien species taking over the plantation. Ooh, get out of the way. Ooh, wow, Waffles, that was fucking awesome. Good job. Now how are you gonna get back? So Waffles just jumped from right there to there. Damn, I wish I had that on video. That was fucking sick. That was a good jump for Waffles. He went from... See, there he is over there now. He's like, I ain't jumping in that fucking shit. But this is the other creek. So as you can see, this was all the way up here and is actually flooded out down here at one point in time. This was all beaver pond. Now, hell, I don't even know if there's any kind of fish in here, but it is fast moving water. This is delicious fucking water. I mean, all the time I'm in these fucking creeks playing. I mean, it's super clean, super vibrant. Whenever I jump in these waters, I just feel fucking me again. Waffles, get back over here. I don't want you going back over there yet. Come. Get back over here, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you? Come on, buddy. See if I can get him. That's a big jump. Come. I don't want you to do that jump. Yeah. Let's come over here. Whoop. One thing I've always been able to do is get real small as far as... Oh! He missed that one. See? I told you that was a bad jump for him. Good boy. You see him climb though. Dude, he for real cleared that though the first time. You can see how it was a little bit easy for him to do that, but good job, Waffles. That's my jumping ass athletic bulldog, y'all. That's fucking Waffles. Yeah, so as you can see how much water moves through here. That's actually coming up underneath the ground right there. Let me see. That's what it sure looks like from here though. No, okay. So if you can see how much water is moving through here, if I can create just a simple structure with quickcrete right here, with a couple of, say, 5 to 8 inch tubes, depending on what I'm trying to create, I can put a little turbine in there. In return, what that turbine is going to do is turn a generator. And what a generator is going to do is going to send electricity through the line, choop, right up there to wherever I want it to be, which is consistent power. Doesn't matter if it's nighttime, if the wind's blowing, that fucking water will always be flowing through here. Now, it hasn't rained in a little while. That's straight up fucking still gonna be coming down. What if it does rain? Well, see how this is all fucking flooded out and everything? The water's just gonna get even higher. So what you do is build a little spearway out the side. That way all the water can come out and then not fuck up your business down here. Now, you can have these in any location that you have this kind of fast moving water. It is essentially the best way that you can create electricity off the grid for yourself. Being a jack of all trades, fucking appliance guy, electrician, builder of all kinds of structures and homes. Come on, buddy. I love that stuff. That's what I do to tinker around. So, plant some trees, have access to water, have some arable land, which is essentially what we have out there, land that you can plant and build on and what have you. A big ass swampland is not arable land. Whoop! God, this stuff right here is just a handful of what I just got right out of the top. So you can see that this is a real sandy and loamy soil, which a lot of things really like that. Not a whole lot of clay. You would think, well, where's all that Georgia red clay I keep hearing about? Well, in this particular spot, I have eluded the Georgia red clay. Now, we do have some on the other side of the property over there, and that's more of my siblings and what have you. No one really fucks with this corner. That's why I had claimed it. This is for me. And as a kid, like I said, I was always over here. This was my favorite spot in these beaver ponds, in this bottom. Whenever I even got lost in those woods back there with my cousin overnight. We ended up coming out a few miles up the road, but we're out there exploring, and then it got dark on us. And sure enough, I guess I was maybe 15 or so, ended up getting lost in the fucking woods. It was kind of scary, but the cool thing is even then at 15, I was able to have the will and the mental stability in order to be in those situations and make it through unscathed. I did want to swim in a fucking pond, and my cousin had to talk me out of that. Said, man, there might be gators in there. So I was like, well, gators don't sound like something I want to be having a part of in the evening time while I'm lost in the fucking woods. But out here, growing up and all this stuff, it helps me today of, in a sense, this is all second nature. I mean, this is growing up on the streets in San Jose was one aspect of life. Like, I learned how to live in the concrete jungles, if you will. Now, out here, it's a lot less to worry about when it comes to other people, but then you have to start really doing things to provide for yourself, and that's what I've always liked. You know what? I never realized that bottom over there is likely just nothing but pine trees. There may be some trees in there, but that's going to be fucking just pine trees. So if we do cut out a sliver of that to make a better road through there that's not all soppy, so the sun can actually dry that stuff out and not be in the shade, I bet you there's nothing but fucking awesome usable pine trees in there. Because those things are fucking, that's a big ass cluster of pine trees. Sun is starting to come up. It should be about 8:30, 9 o'clock now. I need to get to moving. This shows you how deep I was in the mud. That's pretty good. The Subaru handles it. Well, I'm gonna get to work, you guys. I'll probably make a couple more videos here pretty soon. I love you. Peace out. All right, gang. So I got a majority of my stuff planted. I kind of am to the point where I don't feel like planting shit anymore. Oh, let that come on out. But wanted to show you a little bit. So here's my walnut. Carpathian English walnut even. And so it's about, I don't know, 1 o'clock now. So the sun is up about right here. time is it? No, it's 2 o'clock. Okay, so it's gonna be later on in the day. I'm still trying to figure out where the sun is and what time of the year. But either way, I've got one English walnut over there. And then I've got one English walnut right here. Now we'll go. These things will have about a 50-foot canopy in another 20 years. So it'll fill up this whole area, which is why I've got so much space in between those trees. Then I've got my, this was my chestnut. What kind of chestnut? Colossal chestnut. So that's my colossal chestnut, which is pimp. And then we've got my other colossal chestnut. Which these chestnuts are just gorgeous looking trees, man. I got such a good deal on those. $20 a tree for that big of a tree. That's amazing in my opinion. Then we got our almonds. Our almonds are right here. They're already planted. Now these are grafted. So when you look at a grafted tree, essentially what it's doing is taking clippings off of a good almond tree that they know produces awesome nuts, and what they do is they graft it, so they essentially attach it to a rootstock of it. Hell, this could even be a peach tree. And in all honesty, any stone fruit, like almond is the same as a peach, as an apricot, as a plum. Those are all stone fruits. That's why you've got the little pits. They kind of look like almonds in the center. But that is essentially what you've got here. So you'll have a little nut that doesn't ever look like it turns into a ripened fruit, like a little peach, and that's your almond after it dries up. So I got this guy, and then this guy right here. These are my almonds. Beautiful looking trees. And then I got my jujubes. So you see, this motherfucker's taller than me. It's a good 7 foot tall. These jujubes are the shit. These once again are a grafted tree, so we know that we're gonna get some awesome fruit. But look at these spikes. Isn't that fucking crazy? Those things are gnarly as hell, dude. And I got this other one out here. My jujubes. Look at this. This is great soil. That's why this is all planted in. So this is where we started, right down there. All these trees are spaced apart quite well. Another jujube. These are actually 2 varieties, so that's one variety, that's a different one than this one. So you've got cross-pollination can happen. Broke my limb there, unfortunately. But all these are beautiful trees, beautiful, beautiful. Now I planted my pomegranates down there. What I'm gonna do, I had to go and take a break. So I am going to essentially get all of my vegetables now. My asparagus, my Jerusalem artichokes, and gonna go plant those over there in that bottom. Pick up all these pieces of plastic here. Oh, look at Waffles taking him a nap. You heard me say his name. Now he's got to get up. Whew. So in a couple weeks, I'm actually coming back down here for a beer crawl. Essentially at town, what they're doing is they're going to blow you a mug for your beer, and then they've got all the home brews that are gonna come, the local Georgia breweries are gonna come and give out samples that day. So it's like $35 a ticket. You get a big old mug and all the grass, all the beers that you can drink. So I'm gonna come back down here, bring a couple more almond trees and some blueberries, and hook up on some more planting. I am probably gonna hold off until then to do these muscadimes because I don't feel like fucking planting those right now. I almost feel like taking a nap, so I still got all this stuff I need to deal with. But we'll just do those vegetables for now. But it turned out pretty good, man. It's looking awesome. Got a nice row on down here. Then it catty corners out, so this bottom will have plenty of trees by the time I'm said and done. And then I'm going to have my shed out there, my cabin, and maybe open up in this tree line a little bit. This is good stuff. Good stuff. Oop, I'm all out of drinking there. You know what I should do is put my water in there so it can stay cold. I think I got some water over here to stick in there. But I'm gonna go get back to work. I'll see you guys.